for the fans, look at Zimbabwean teams. When have we really had a technical kit sponsor and then so many in terms of replicas on the market? We haven't really done that, and we have been doing stopgap measures. And maybe like what Yvonne Mana was saying, this is the start of something. Let's hope in January when somebody comes in, the new board, they are not going to cancel this deal and come up with another deal, and then we're also going to come up with another kit sponsor. Let's have a situation whereby we have a technical kit sponsor for 5 years, and we know that even the replica jerseys will flood the market almost when we are playing at home or even away. We are known this is a Zimbabwean jersey. Even if we are to change, again, there won't be much in terms of the change, in terms of the style, everything that is associated with the national team. Look at Nigeria. They haven't really changed much. It's either Nike or it's either Adidas, but then you know that there is a semblance of Nigerian kids. Yes, Better Brand has come on board and would want to have more coming on board, so that it becomes something that is of a pride to be playing for the Warriors. For the Warriors, when they're going for their assignments, they have to be seen as something that's really good, as the flagship of the country's football, because nothing beats the Warriors.
But I mean, you did mention about a technical partner. Maybe just as a point of clarity before we move on, what's the difference between the technical partners that you're talking about and the way this deal is structured in your understanding?
The difference is this coming in of Better Brands. They are just coming in to put their brand on the kit that is already there, and they are coming in to give the Warriors, the casual way or the way that they will put on when they're going for assignment, the training kits and everything that they have. But then when it comes to technical partner or technical sponsor, is the brand that they will be wearing. Like if it's Puma, we need it to come directly from Puma without going through agents, because look, we had a lot of noise when the Warriors were playing in South Africa at Kosafa. Looking at even the quality of the jerseys and everything else, we need quality also coming in.
David, obviously, from the commercial aspect, obviously, this is exciting in the sense that even just picking up where Yvonne Manon was elaborating on in terms of this opening doors, in terms of partnerships that can come through for the Warriors, because it is the biggest brand when it comes to Zimbabwean football. There's nothing bigger than the Warriors. What does this do for commercialization of the beautiful game in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Everything, it starts from engaging the corporates to come in and join the bandwagon. But as long as muchingo concentrate and nema Warriors yet, even the corporates will start to think no saka, which means vangovesa vana basa. When are the Warriors going to be playing? And imagine pakatapa pano pachitamba ma junior national teams like now, and kune makosasa ningiri games and ema under 15. If you've seen what they were wearing, you'll be shocked. And remember nyika kai iri kumirira ivana but vari kuchikoro but zvavanga vakapfeka zvacho vachitamba game, and to me hazvisi ball. We should have dressed them and the same way the Warriors are dressed, and the flag should be there and representing the country, because they are representing the country at schools level. And so like what you've only just said, yes, it's good kuti tatotanga and it's good zvakaipa. It's good because tatotanga kuti awana ma corporates acho, and ndosaka ndati pape thumbs up to Better Brands for coming in, but we need more. And
so speaking about more, what other possible opportunities do you see from a commercial perspective? Because now we know they're listening. The guys, when they first start new ideas, what are some of the trends that we've seen globally around commercial partnerships, especially with national teams?
Yeah, of course, the sale of replica jerseys, and nothing beats that one, and also anything else that is branded with the Warriors, the national team, it sells.
All right, yeah, so I will keep following this new start that is being talked about by the ZIFA Normalization Committee. But we stay with football, but go to the Premier Soccer League, where Ngezi, Platinum Stars and Dynamos return to local action this weekend after returning from their respective African safaris. And Ngezi will look to put behind their disappointment after crashing out of the CAF Champions League. They travel to Hearts Stadium and the capital for a date with Yada. That's on Saturday. Whilst Dynamos will be looking to build on their positive performances on the continent. They are through to the next round in the CAF Confederation Cup, and this weekend they will welcome Chiguru Pirates to Rufaro on a Sunday. So Exciting to see our two African representatives, David, coming back to local football. Obviously, mixed fortunes for them. How do you see them? How much motivation will probably Ngezi have, especially after the disappointment of crashing out of the Champions League when they travel to Heart on Saturday?
Yeah, they have to concentrate now on the league. Yeah, they have to forget about the Champions League. Yeah, it's done and dusted. Do you really think could find anything which is going to change? No, they have to concentrate now, and it's so that they can catch up on Nana Simba, Bora Umsorego on the FC Platinum, and chase a double, because right now I see the time about the treatment that they got in DRC. Whatever happened in DRC, I think it's now water under the bridge, and they need to focus and shift that focus. Colleague, sure they still have got a chance, and they've got 11 games to play. Others have got 10. So for them, they've got 11 games to play. There's also Chibuku, and for them to compete. Next year they can even, if they win Chibuku, they can go back to Confed. If they can't, wrestle the championship from FC Platinum, and even defending their champions, since they are the defending champions. But to me, kanamava kutotamba in African Safari kazhinji kacho, you see the treatment yamunenge mapiwa ikoko, and it's good. Oh, okay, fine. This is African football. They have to learn. I think those that went to Confed Cup before with Ngezi, I think they can testify. Good, this was even worse than the first time that they went there, and that's what happens, especially when you go and play in DRC and some Western, countries. Good treatment yacho mune michipiwa. Kana kuri kuno Southern Africa, I think this is one of the best treatment, especially when it comes to continental in matches, because tenchi wapa hotels akanaka, transport vanongari bopa airport, vanopinda mune zvakanaka, and they are treated like kings and queens. So yeah, Ngezi should focus now on the league and Chibuku Super Cup.
Simba Dynamos obviously progressing, but are you convinced they scored one goal across those two legs? Their main problem in the league has been goal scoring. Obviously, new blood in the technical dugout there with Loichkoe coming through. Is this what the doctor ordered? Could this be a turning point in their season in terms of just the positivity and them maybe replicating that form when they return to the league, especially starting with Cheguru at home on Sunday?
Yeah, if you check the first game that Loichkoe took over, it was against Simba Bora, and many people thought Dynamos, I think Simba Bora were going to roll over Dynamos and then get a number of goals, but they managed to get a 1-0 draw in that game. They scored. They went to Botswana, scored against Zesco in the first game, and obviously going into the second half, into the second leg, you'd also be trying by as much as possible to be conservative and try to defend. And then coming up against Chekutu Pirates, I don't think they're going to play the same way that they did away in Zambia. They are going to come out all guns blazing, also looking at where Chekutu Pirates are. They would also want to test, even the new formation that they have, to see if they can get more goals. And I'm sure that that game also be a turning point for them.
All right, David, another interesting story is just doing the rounds on social media. There is a clip, it'll go on social media, one of the Highlanders players, I think Arthur Ndlovu, if I'm not mistaken, he had a bit of an unorthodox way of distracting the chickening player that he was marking. How can I say it? He was...
it was Arthur Ndlovu. Yeah, he was marking Albert Nyamtsaga.
Yeah.
And also another striker, what's his name? I forgot, but I just know the nickname of it. Adebayo. Marvin Water, yes. And Ndopa Akatangira. So imagine Akashita 1-2, that's unsportsman like behavior. I see Bo, to be honest.
This is touching the opposing players behind.
Exactly. Which is not good.
During your days, did anyone ever do that to you?
No. Ukatotarisa face yangu unotoona mune maelbow meso. Ayingobora face ungochingorowa nemaelbow. You understand, nema strikers, which is very normal. Even in Europe you can see kuti there are certain defenders or even strikers vanotobuda vachinondeze vachinosonwa vachitodzoka, but avazobandejwa vamwe vacho, but kune vamwe vanotobandejwa, but zvaitwa naArthur Ndlovu hazvisipo, to be honest, hazvisipo. Of course hakuna ma-statutes anotaura kuti zvakaita zvezve he should be suspended, but I think he deserves even a suspension because
I mean,
of what
if it happened to you, like, I think as a player, what would have been your reaction? Is it because I assume it was a tactic to try and throw off the opposing player. Is it something that you think could have worked in that regard as unsportsmanlike as you've said?
Yeah, but sometimes there's no provoka munhu zvekuti anogona kutokurwa kana chibhakera izvo zvazve, because ukatarisa maincidents akadaro akawanda. Okay, apo patangotaura zvedu maincidents. Remember Peter Mdua when he was just coming up, and akambonetsana Leonard Tsipa ainetsana mostly nemasenior players, mastrikers, masenior players agara akanetsana because of type of marking yaaiita and yekutoprovoka chaiyo chaiyo, and akambonetsana Leonard akapuwa red card. I think Limited as well chikafa some other time vakanetsana foot, and Limited I think he was sent off or they had a fight as well, and which is not good. But tukuti isusu kanoda kungomaka strike ingomaka zvaasagohwese ko izvi zvekuzotsvaga tension yekuita zvaaita zvezve ndeipi, because even over the weekend, this past weekend, I think there is another Wolves defender as well who did that to Gabriel Jesus akamukanda pasi and he was conscient. Obviously VAR chero dai akazviona zvanga zvisine nechekuita nekuti refa anozoti chii andona, because hakuna mutemo wacho unotaura kuti kana player adaro, because hazviitike, and kana player adai so.
Do you think there should be a rule against that? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah. Zvinonetsa because hazviwanzoitika Mr. Tich. You can't put a rule pazvinhu zvisingambonyanya kuitika. Yema-elbows and yakatoiswa I think yakaiswa mu-dangerous play, and kuti if you swing your elbow uchirwa mumwe, and that's dangerous play and serious foul play. Saka it's a questionable offense in a red card, and saka iyi manje hatizoziva manje because haimo, because hasazvamboitika and tangotozviona muZimbabwe nhasi.
Yeah, I think it was just a way of trying to distract the opponents, and you did it twice. It seems like it's something that you had planned to do. Like what David said, there is no law that can penalize him. But my only worry is about how the public is going to perceive him in this era of social media. You saw how that clip was doing rounds on social media. So for him as a player, when people now start talking something negative about you, it can distract him, because looking at him from the move that he had from Ereno Movers to Highlanders, he has been really doing well for this season. He has been one of those good defenders doing well, many marking and everything. And I just hope that Kevin Kaindu can talk to him so that he doesn't have that negative attention on him, and then just concentrate on playing football, because looking at the way that he plays, he's one of those players with a bright future, very good man marking, and the way that he also commands his defense. But he just need a little bit of guidance so that you don't get that attention. I saw many people were trying to defend it and saying Rudiger does it, and even that Wolves defender on Gabriel Jesus. But again, there is a difference where Rudiger is and where Arthur is. The public court, when they try to judge you, they can put you off, and it can affect his career, when you're going for other matches, and then the media attention on you. So I just hope that they will give the men some good guidance. And also when you're playing for a big club, there's also much attention on it. But when it comes to trying to distract your opponents, there's no rule that says this is what you have to do, this is what you're not supposed to do.
This is World Sport on the Daily Sports Zone.
All right, in our international sport, we just dive into a quick transfer news update where Manchester United have agreed a $55 million fee with Paris Saint-Germain for Uruguay midfielder Manuel Urgate. The deal also included a potential for $10 million in additional payments, and it comes at a time where midfielder Scott McTominay could be on his way out, headed for Italy, Napoli to be specific, and Urgate had been linked with United throughout the transfer window and is now poised to sign for the Old Trafford club just 1 year after joining PSG from Sporting Lisbon. This was for a reported $60 million. The 23-year-old made 37 appearances for PSG, including 25 in the league, as they won their 12th league title. David, how much do you know about Urgate, and maybe looking at some of the struggles that Manchester United have had this season? Do you think he is the solution to that?
Yeah, I think he's the successor to Casemiro, especially on the part of playing as a defensive central midfielder. And we got also statistics like last season, Manchester United were short, especially in terms of the central midfield ever since Fred left for Fenerbahce. And to me, United, I think they are doing a good business. Look at the players that they are bringing in. I think those are the players that maybe will suit whoever is going to remain as Manchester United coach. Because I don't see Ten Hag being at Manchester United for the rest of the season. But if you look at the caliber of the players that they're bringing in, I think maybe Ruud van Nistelrooy, so since they brought him in as an assistant coach, is part of that to say, good, you know what, let's bring this kind of players. Because most of the players that are coming in, if you look at it, akashanda navo ku Ajax, but for Manuel Urgate, because he's coming from PSG, so there's not much that we can talk about. We just know he's from Uruguay. He's been playing in the Copa America games, and at PSG he was not used as much as Luis Enrique wanted, and maybe he thought maybe he would do business for his team, especially in the central midfield. But look, they didn't do it because what they want is Champions League PSG, so they didn't get it. So yeah, they had to sell him.
Wow, like David saying something positive, Man United. I think I'm just going to wrap up the Tuesday Be Awesome, a Tuesday edition of the Daily Sports Zone. I was a bit skeptical, but you made about his signing. You made me a believer. But anyway, big thank you to Chiminya and David Sengu. That's the Tuesday Be Awesome, a Tuesday edition of the Daily Sports Zone. Done and dusted. The after drive coming up and next, and it's Babongile, who's in the city of kings and queens.
Yes,
Okay.
Listening to the Daily Sports Zone.
handisipo nhasi atinazongwana time yekuti
Alright.
tiende chinjeje
kuna kuitarisira mirira moto.
The Star FM Facebook page has reached a staggering 1 billion followers, making